Hi, I'm Luke, and I make videos on the internet. Every year at Christmas, I make custom Christmas cards for everyone I know. But this year, I decided to do something a little different. Inspired by a bike journey I've been training for all year, I decided to go from my home in Moseley all the way up to Sutton Park and then back again to get my Christmas cards in Solihull. To do this, I need to reach Solihull by 5 o'clock at the latest. So can an amateur biker bike 40 miles on a random Friday night before 5 o'clock? Let's find out. So here's the bike. This is not actually my bike. This is my brother's bike. Let's hope this goes well. It's gonna go well. It's gonna go well. I have faith in myself. I have faith in myself that it's gonna work. Nothing's gonna go wrong.
Waking up late, I didn't have much time, so I quickly made myself breakfast and pumped up the tyres, ready to go. I was on edge a lot.
Alright, so it is 9:25. I am running 25 minutes late to when I should have had out. I did that so I could sleep, so I wouldn't be tired on the journey, because I've been doing that. But as per usual this month, I'm running late again. So let's do this. I gotta head out at 10 by the latest.
After a few more minutes of getting ready, I finally was ready to go head out. The first leg of the journey is something I've done before. It's my normal ride to school. After that though, I'll be in uncharted territory, and once I reach that point, there'll be no turning back. And just don't look at my biking skills, they're atrocious.
I made it! Yay! Welcome to sunny old Birmingham.
I decided to quickly stop off and get some more water. I knew I was going to need it for the rest of the journey. As I got my supplies, I headed out towards the canals and discovered how beautiful it was. I was finally getting ready and I felt like I could actually do it. And then this happened. Only 15 kilometers into the bike ride and I had badly bruised my leg. This would go on to affect me for the rest of the journey. At the time I didn't know this. Luckily everything else part of me was fine, except my ego.
So I was swerving, I was being a bit goofy thinking where can I get a nice shot for the video, and then I ate it because the ground was wet because it was raining because it was England, and yeah, so that's fun. What's the lesson of today? Well, first lesson, don't be an idiot, so don't be me. Second lesson, always carry duct tape. Duct tape saves lives. At least once, I think. Well, it must have saved someone's life at least once. I think the stereotype of me always carrying duct tape has just gone a bit too far. At least this one's okay. This will have to do for now. I friggin' broke it! It's another one down. Alright, I'm gonna just take this off and deal with it if I need light. Also, I think that crash might have damaged my leg a little bit, which is not fun because my leg muscle here really hurts.
With my leg hurting I carried on, but then, unknown to me, I stumbled on an old memory from the past.
Alfred, I'm on Earth.
So that was me when I was 12 on my first ever film, and here's me recreating it now.
Alfred, I'm on Earth.
So anyway, after having a blast in the past, I kept going on to Sutton. My leg was hurting more and more now and was starting to become a problem. But another problem I was having was navigation. While I did have a sat-nav, I didn't know which way I was going, and on new roads these can lead to complications. I was forced to stop a lot of the time to try and come up where I was going. But luckily for me, after a long time, I finally made it to Sutton Park.
So the reason I come to Sutton Park is when I was playing the bigger version of which is 6 miles, I was looking around and planning a cool place to go, and I've always looked at parks and trees and just things like that, and thinking to come just see it. And then I was looking at the map and it was so big. I was like, yeah, I have to go there. And now I'm here. It's cool. I don't have time to stay, which is sad because looking at my clock and my phone battery, I haven't got long. I've only been going for 2 hours, and I've only just gone here, and my leg hurts and everything. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Just, I have to keep going, which sucks because my leg really hurts and I need food. So, but I'm going to drink some liquid energy.
With the clock ticking, I pushed on towards Water Orton, my next destination. Fortunately, I got there a lot quicker, so I was able to treat myself to a lovely English specialty.
Fish and chips, I think. Time to get some food. Sweet. Thank you. Have a great day.
But once I arrived, I ran into a different problem entirely.
Just realised something. I have no internet, but I have E sometimes. So yeah. Which means I can't get to Solihull, which is not a good thing, because that's my way home, and it's a very long way away. I mean, I could try and eyeball it, but that's a risk.
Luckily, I was able to find some internet and get the map back to Solihull, but between my leg hurting and the sun beginning to set, I was beginning to worry more and more. Once I left Water Orton, there'd be no turning back, no train stations or support to get me home if something went wrong. So if anything went wrong from here on out, I'll be on my own.
That's a good sign. Yay!
That was not a good sign. That sign was 10 kilometers away from the actual location of Solihull. My leg was burning so much, it hurt so much to ride, but I kept going, hoping that I'd get there sooner or later. Eventually I found a sign when I left the park, and to my horror I discovered that I was nowhere near Solihull.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I was not okay. My leg was hurting so much it was hard to walk, let alone ride, and I was starting to lose hope that I'd get there in time.
I still don't know why I'm doing this trip. It's a mixture of, I don't know, when I was originally doing it, it was supposed to be like a little trip to help me get over my anxiety. But now this month I've been really depressed and really down, and this week has been the absolute worst. Beyond everything right now, I'm hoping that something, this trip, something I'm going to do tomorrow, is going to either break me a bit further so I can start putting myself back together, or give me some answers, or none of that's going to happen and I've wasted my documentary idea.
I didn't give up, however, though, and after a really long time biking, I finally saw something that would make me smile. Welcome to Solihull. With some newfound hope, I started to ride on into Solihull as the sun began to set. I kept going and going with my leg really hurting more and more, but as the victory was in sight, I just kept going. But as I got closer and closer, I just couldn't ride and had to walk. Luckily, I knew these roads well, and I kept going until I finally made it. After receiving the photos, I had one last push to get home, but it was on familiar ground, so I didn't fear too much. And I finally made it home, alive and safe. At the end of the ride, I did 71 kilometers or just over 44 miles in just under 6 hours. The rest of the weekend, my leg really hurt, but I didn't care because I'd achieved something really great. One day I might do the 60-mile version of this, but for now, I really need to rest.